chat. Let me introduce you to Jeryhn. Hey, Jeryhn, you want to do an episode of Recruiter Friend right now?
Here, bud. What are we doing?
All right, let's do it. Greetings, programs, and welcome to another episode of Recruiter Friend, the show where we learn about the people behind the keyboard. Today, we're sitting down with a Holy Paladin Maine, a Star Wars fan, and the best damn dad east of Montreal. Let's give a big Recruiter Friend welcome to Jeryhn. Thanks for being here.
Hello.
Hey, Jeryhn. Thanks for taking the time to do this. Really appreciate you coming on the show.
Here, bud.
Why don't you
just
tell us?
Dialed in, you know.
You just dialed in. Why don't you tell us how you first got into the World of Warcraft?
Ooh, man, World of Warcraft. I was a senior in high school playing avidly of Counter-Strike, and a bunch of my friends saw a new MMO being released, so I signed up, got into the beta, and played that for quite a while, and have been basically hooked ever since.
Nice. Did you start out? So for those who don't know, Jeryhn is a top-tier healer. He's a CE raider, and he is a fantastic Mythic Plus pusher. Did you start healing?
I did.
Oh, what was it a paladin? Are you on your, was it paladin?
What?
Have you been paladin the whole time?
So there was a small stint in Burning Crusade that I rated as a protection warrior, and then at the end of Burning Crusade and early parts of Wrath, I rated as a resto druid, but I have always gone back to at every point in every expansion and rated as a holy paladin, yes.
Very cool. I love that. Are you on, is it the same, is your holy paladin that you play now the same one you started on way back then?
It is not. I actually joined a reroll guild back when Cataclysm came out because I originally rated Alliance side and they didn't have faction changes then. So I rolled a Blood Elf Paladin Horde side and played that character for a while, and I've basically swapped back and forth depending on what I was doing or what guild I was in. But the one I'm playing on right now is the one that I actually made in Cataclysm.
Okay, cool. I do want to talk about your rating experience and some of the challenges of playing Paladin when it's not meta. But you're also something of a collector. Is that true?
It is true.
What are you, like a mount collector, a transmog collector? Do you just got to catch it all? What's your poison?
I mean, I would probably call a jack of all trades there.
Okay.
Maybe outside of like pet battling, I am not a avid pet battling collector or doer, to be honest.
Okay.
But
okay.
I mean, I am currently sitting at just over 800 mounts, which, you know, it doesn't put a lot of people to shame because there's people in like the 1100s or more. But, you know, I'll take it for the amount I get to play.
800
and then transmog, yeah, I mean, I'm an avid altaholic, and I attempt to farm, like, I mean, even last expansion and this expansion with how they've done, you know, some of the Cataclysm stuff. Like, I have gotten all of the LFR and normal tiers for all 13 classes. So
that's crazy. How many alts do you have right now?
Too many.
Many.
Geared alts and everything else, all 13 of my characters in Euphoric, I have one of each class, and they're all... You know, well, I'll say they were fairly geared until season 4 started. I haven't kept up with it, but
right. When Mop Remix came out, and obviously leveling alts was one of the prime ways to gain bronze, did you jump on board with that? Like, did your alt army just expand exponentially?
Oh, yes. I'm literally, as we are sitting here doing this interview, still leveling more characters just to have them.
just in case you ever need 30 hunters.
Hey, you know, whenever the next love rocket comes back and I need to farm it for like 14 years, I'll have even more characters. Although now that they're changing the way that the bad luck scaling works for that, I probably won't need any of these characters, but you know, why not?
Oh, that's a good question. As an alt focused collector, how do you feel about the mount changes for holiday mounts?
I mean, honestly, I do like it. Like, even the new one that just came out for Midsummer, where like, hey, you do it your first day. If you don't get it, it increases your bad luck, and every day after that, it continues to increase it. I think that's huge. I mean, I'm still of the mindset, like, for the events like that, like, you should be able to just farm a currency by doing whatever the event is and buy them out regardless if you have insane bad luck. But, you know, I'll still take it as a, you know, it's a win in my mind, as opposed to, oh no, just do this on 100 characters a day and hope for the best for the 2 weeks the event is up.
Right. Yeah. I think I'm not a collector by any stretch of the means. I mean, like, 300-ish mounts, and I only got there because of Mop Remix. But I also think that this is a good change for collecting. I think it also I think it might be nice for people too to be able to not have to run 77 alts through Chemical Co. trying to get their Love Rocket. I think maybe that'll be good for everybody. We'll see. We'll wait and see.
It's insane to look on the forums and like on Reddit and stuff, and you see the people that post the numbers of how many characters they've had farming the Love Rocket. Now, I got super lucky and finally got it, I think like 2 years ago after, again, cycling through alt after alt, year after year doing it. But like there are people that had, 2 or 3 times as many alts and they still haven't gotten it. So
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So right now you are in Euphoric, which is a CE guild, a longtime CE guild. Have you always rated at the cutting edge level?
I have not.
Ooh.
I started WoW and rated. I mean, at the time it was only heroic, and then it bumped up to mythic difficulty. I rated doing that until what was the raid in WoD that had the furnace? I forget what the name of the raid was. Yes, nope. It's Black something. I just can't come up with it.
Yeah.
So I rated
Black
there.
Fathom Deeps. We're going to say Black Fathom Deeps and go with it. We both know that's
a
not
low-level dungeon, friend.
We both know that's not it.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, Blackrock Foundry. Chat coming in hot.
Blackrock Foundry, there it is. So I rated there. We got up to Furnace, but at the time you had to have like 3 Shadow Priests to do that fight, and we only ended up having like 2, with one of them only occasionally showing up. So the guild I was in ended up kind of falling apart and dying, and then I kind of took a step back after that, and for the next quite a few tiers I ended up just doing like AOTC, and we would dabble in Mythic if we had enough people, but it was never anything to push. And then at the beginning of Shadowlands, I kind of said, hey, I kind of want to get back into this, and I kind of want to, experience the higher tier again, because, I think I still have the level of play to do it. So I was able to get myself into a guild at, the early part of Shadowlands, doing good old Nathria there, and I have been achieving CE ever since. So.
Nice. I love it. Here's a question. Paladins, there's like sort of a weird dichotomy. Some paladins are all about the melee healing. Some paladins want to return to that caster healing style. Which do you prefer?
I mean, I get the want to be the caster. I mean, I will fully tell you too, being in ranged is amazing because you get to ignore so many more mechanics than you do as a melee. But honestly, I think it keeps the gameplay a little more fresh getting to stand in melee. I mean, although, you see it from the tank perspective yourself of just staring at boss butt or, boss crotch. Yeah. It gets old. But, I mean, I think it does add a little bit more. And, I mean, I do kind of like the play style of being up there. And I'm hoping that Paladin can kind of shift back a little more to getting to use Crusader Strike and do things to build Holy Power, which some of the most recent changes they just released on, the beta looks like they're getting us kind of in a much better spot than we have been, because Paladins have been so mana starved that we basically had to ignore any and all abilities other than like Holy Shock and Word of Glory and things of that nature. So it's been an interesting go. But yes, I will say myself, I think I would much prefer the melee playstyle that we have now, only because I think it is a lot more fun to get to see the mechanics and, get to, stack on top of, some of the melee brain people that just want to zug and, hit the boss. It's fun.
I love it. Jeryhn, raiding, collecting, Mog farming. What does the future hold for you?
We're going to keep doing all of the same, my friend.
I love it. Just more of it.
Yeah, man. We're just gonna keep going, man. As long as we can potentially keep still having the motivation to log in and play. Which, I mean, obviously, I love the guild that we're in, since obviously you have now joined us as well, my friend. But yeah, I mean, it's been great. I mean, this has probably been the best guild experience I've had. And I mean, I even got to go to the meetup we had last year and meet a lot of them, which was super awesome too. And I mean, they're just a bunch of wonderful people. And I mean, it's great when you can get so much more motivation to continue playing because of the people you play with. And I mean, there's a lot of people I think in World of Warcraft that you see continue to strive to try to find that. And my best advice again, just keep looking, because sooner or later you're gonna stumble into it, kind of like I did. I was randomly watching some, like, I don't remember what it was, but it ended up linking to a charity stream. I saw this charity stream, and actually Brock was on the charity stream talking about a bunch of stuff. And she had talked about Euphoric and her guild and how old they were and how long they'd been doing hardcore raiding. Well, then I, being a super sleuth, started finding everything on the internet, and then saw that she was in like the recruitment Discord, and actually saw them post that they had a Holy Paladin spot. So I reached out and was like, hey, can we make this work? And then I talked to her in an interview, and then I actually got drug in and talked to Volk for a while in an interview, and then we just kind of hit it off. And I mean, again, I've been here now almost 2 years, so
I love it. That's great. It is a really great community and full of great people. And yeah, as somebody who couldn't be more firmly in the camp of no thanks season 4, they are the reason I still log into retail regularly. Jeryhn, we end every episode with a series of 10 questions, and if you're ready, sir, I would like to ask you those now.
Sure, bud.
Question number 1. What is your favorite word?
Ooh. Probably coffee.
I'm going to make one right after this. That's a great answer. Question number 2. What is your least favorite word?
No.
Yeah, another good answer. Nobody likes to hear no. Question number 3. What sound or noise do you love?
Honestly, the fact of my little daughter laughing, it just makes me smile whenever I hear it, even if it's halfway across the house.
Good answer. It's a good answer. Warms the heart. Good choice. That's great. Okay, question number 4. What sound or noise do you hate?
Oh, man.
Tough one.
Probably nails on a chalkboard, even though that's a common answer, I'm sure.
It is common. It's not the most common, but it is a common one, and I don't think anybody likes that sound. It's a terrible sound. A lot of people don't like the sound of chewing. a lot of that.
I mean, I don't know that maybe I'm just not around people that are loud chewers. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me.
I'll send you some streams. Let me know what you think. Question number 5. What is your favorite dungeon?
Oh, man.
Real guests
honestly
get
don't know.
6 weeks to think of these answers. Poor Jerry.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, as much as, again, we even talked about it in the stream earlier, I actually really do love Blackrock Hold, especially, again, just the troll hallways with the boulders falling down that you always see one person die when you're in a pug, and I just get the best laugh out of it. So that would probably be at least one of my tops that I'll just give you the answer now.
Yeah, I like that. I would put Blackrock there as well, because I just have good memories of running it this season with you. Just like, it's Tuesday morning. All right, let's go hit 8 Blackrocks. Question number 6.
Sounds awful, team, but it was good.
It does sound awful, but it was good. Question number 6. What is your least favorite dungeon?
Honestly, even coming out of similar of the seasons here, probably Throne of the Tides. Although I will say the remake, I think, made it better. But all in all, I think I still hate that dungeon just because, like, the elevator boss and, having to catch it and everything else, it was just not fun.
Yep. Good answer. Question number 7. What is your favorite curse word?
I mean, it's probably going to be an F-bomb, no question.
You can say it. Oh, yeah, you can say it on the stream.
Nope, not doing it.
All right.
I'm not a huge swear. I try not to, especially because, I do have a child just outside of my office.
Good call. All right. Question number 8. What is your favorite raid?
Honestly, I think Blackwing Lair is still my favorite raid of all time, just because it was in vanilla, and like I liked Molten Core, but Molten Core to me was kind of super expanded and super long, whereas like BWL was just kind of you kind of went through the motions and did everything, and there was just so much wow factor of the raids back then. Which I mean, there's plenty, and it's funny that I say it's a wow factor in the game as wow, but anyway, there's so much to that even when the new raids and things come out now. But I think just with how much WoW revolutionized the MMO back then, and being my first true MMO I dedicated a good amount of time to, it'd definitely still be BWL.
Good answer. Question number 9. What is your least favorite raid?
Ooh, man. Probably Crucible of Storms, because it was troll.
Okay. All right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still went back and did it on Heroic to get the ahead of the curve achievement with a bunch of pugs, because my guild didn't even do it at the time. But it was bad. If you did not do that raid, it was bad.
Question number 10. If Azeroth was real, where would you call home?
I'm going to say the troll answer to make the viewers laugh. Booty Bay! Heyo!
I love it. I love it. Jared, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Sure, bud. No worries. I like impromptu, recordings. Why not?
This is pretty good. Can you tell our listeners where they can find you? I guess if you want people to find you.
I'm going to be completely honest. I literally have no social media in any way, shape, or form. It's funny because I work in IT, but I literally hate social media. So I literally don't have any, but you can find me as, Jeryhn on Stonemaul. That's me. Just come and ask. I'm here.
Nice. Friends, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. And hopefully we see you again next week for the next episode. Remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind.